now. And I think over the weekend I released that monologue I did on my show about the one and only Joy Villa and her dress that melted all of the Hollywood snowflakes. And I think she saw it because it got I think it's up to about 1.4 million views now, thanks to you all on Facebook. So now I've got the one and only recording artist Joy Villa on with me. So welcome, Joy, to Facebook Live. Joy, thanks for being with me.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
You know, Joy, when you did that, you made a fearless statement. It was authentic, it was genuine, it was patriotic, and I know that you have a fan base that's been expanding ever since you did that. So what has the response been, both good and bad?
Well, the response has been, first of all, amazing, good. I mean, supporters supporting me, supporting the president, knowing that I'm a Trump supporter, saying, I know you're going to get backlash, so we're going to support you first before the backlash rolls in, which was almost like a protective barrier because there was so much love. And then, of course, the negativity also on the other end of the spectrum came in, and it was, you know, racism. There was against my gender, against my color, against my creed, you know, against my religion, against my family. I mean, every single attack you can imagine has been thrown at me, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. When you stand up for your rights and what you believe in, unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's the unloving and intolerant left. Now, we're only going to take a couple minutes to focus on them because I do want to kind of showcase a little bit of hypocrisy here. But I don't know, probably maybe not as much as you, but from my perspective, you mentioned the women thing. Every time that you come out as a conservative or a Trump supporter and you don't fit the mold of what they think a Trump supporter is supposed to look and sound like, they tell you that you're self-hating. And that, to me, is the most insulting and demeaning thing. I can only imagine what it's like for you as well. You mentioned that they said that, you know, you hate your race, you hate your gender, you hate your family, you hate your religion. Because you don't agree with them and because you support the president, they tell you that you hate yourself. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Well, obviously it's wrong. You know, I mean, this country is built on a difference of opinions, and my message is all about love. And absolutely, I am a Trump supporter. I support our president. I support President Trump. I support America, and because that is the American thing to do. And I did vote for President Trump, and a lot of people didn't. Maybe some people are confused. They don't know. Fine, but to insult somebody based on their beliefs, and especially because he is our elected president, this is not a campaign. This is not up for debate. He's our president, and he deserves respect. That office deserves respect, and America needs to be together, not divided, because the world looks at us like, why are they arguing amongst themselves?
Oh,
and
no,
that has to be
sad.
healed.
It's so sad.
It's not right.
Especially yesterday, the Not My President protest, just absolutely ridiculous to me. But, you know, speaking on that as well, I'm sure you got a lot of reactions, both on the red carpet and then afterwards by those that were not Trump supporters. But I find it's also interesting to be a Trump supporter has almost become dangerous in a way. I know that there are individuals that have worn Make America Great Again hats, and they've been attacked on the streets for doing so. And I know that you I know you've had a little bit of backlash, but especially, you know, in your position, any nastiness, I mean, really nastiness come your way?
Well, I can tell you my designer who designed the dress, we worked as a partner together for the last 3 years. Every Grammy's dress we design, and he is an outright Trump supporter, and he has the Make America Great Again hat. And before the Grammys, he would go and wear it outside. He lives in San Diego, outside to bars, to restaurants. And he said some guy actually spit on him and tried to grab the hat off of his head and said, how dare you wear that? And when it comes to violence and that sort of thing, you know, there's been death threats on Twitter and everything and on Instagram against me. There's been, we need to kill her, get rid of her. And that kind of stuff is like, it doesn't bother me because I pretty much knew that was going to happen, but it concerns me that that's the state that the public is in. They're confused, you know, and violence, inciting to violence, using your platform for anything like that, like some artists have done, is never okay. It should always be about love.
Let's talk about that, because there have been others in the industry, and you know, I took a lot of flack because I immediately, when I saw that you wore that dress, I remember sitting there watching it, I was like, wow, what a bold statement, something that was unexpected but so wonderful. And by the way, it's a beautiful dress. On its own, it was a beautiful dress. You look beautiful in it, you know, beyond everything else. But when I did that, people said, oh, you know, Tomi, you're a hypocrite because you're defending Joy Villa in her dress, but she's making a political statement. But I go after Beyonce for saluting the Black Panthers, or I go after Colin Kaepernick for kneeling for the anthem, or Meryl Streep in her Golden Globe speech, which she basically cried on stage at, you know, the fair and free election of Donald Trump. So they thought because I was defending you and your dress that I was hypocritical. I saw it a very different way because you were making a very positive statement. But what do you think about others in the Hollywood and entertainment industry that feel that they have a political platform, but they're not necessarily positive? You know, what's your take on all that?
That's a great question. First of all, Tommy, I want to thank you for being one of my first outright supporters. And I know in your position, like, you're going to get attacked no matter what. And I really appreciate that. I mean, for me, I think, they're going to attack you whether you say I support Trump or whether you say I don't, or I did, or I changed my mind, or I decided about love. Like, no matter what my message is, people are going to want to attack me because of the dress. And first of all, I've gotten a lot of people saying, well, I don't think you really do support Trump, or I don't think you voted for him. And I know that that's not coming from actual supporters, because anyone who thinks that you don't support Trump or I don't support Trump is probably not a Trump supporter.
Right.
And if they're going to attack you for everything, they're going to attack you. They're going to try to pull up the old tweets, the old messages, the old videos. And that's just my opinion, is like, no matter what people say, I know who I am genuinely, and I know my message, and I keep it about love and acceptance and respect as a patriot and for our president. And the platform has to be about that. In my opinion, if you are an artist, your platform should be about your art, and it should be definitely about your political views, but do not use it to attack those views of other people. Like, I would never attack somebody else. I'd say, fine, agree to disagree, just don't attack me.
Yeah. It's not as if you were sitting there wearing an I hate Hillary or Bernie Sanders dress. It was very different. It was very positive. And again, you brought up something on my show earlier as well, is that you're supporting someone who's not even a candidate anymore. He is the president. You're supporting the office of the president. But beyond that, I know that during the election and, post-election and really every day we hear that Trump and Trump supporters are homophobic, Islamophobic, racist, intolerant, bigots. How have Trump supporters treated you?
The kindest, most sweetest people you will ever come across, in my personal opinion, are Trump supporters. They tell me, I pray for you every day. I love you. Someone told me I'm playing your music in my truck. I'm a good old boy from Tennessee. I'm rocking your music. There's all different spectrums. There's black Trump supporters saying, hey, I'm in D.C. and I'm rocking your music. There's female Trump supporters. There's people who look like me, people who don't look like me. The point is, when you support America, you are supporting a melting pot. And our president is pro supporting the melting pot, because he's the president of the greatest melting pot, the greatest country on the planet. In my opinion, is my home country, America the Great. And we are a country that accepts and loves people. And it's not what the negative reports are. That is an enemy sort of line that's just trying to come in and destroy. But what I see is something that is amazing for our country. What Trump has done, our country is becoming great again. And there's people from all walks of life who see the same thing, but they've been bullied so that they can't speak out.
Let's
and
talk
that
about
changes
that, Joy.
now.
Because you're the designer of your dress. You mentioned that he was spat on for wearing a Make America Great Again hat, but your designer of your dress is not the typical Trump supporter either. What's his background?
So he's from the Philippines. He immigrated from the Philippines about 19 years ago. He's gay. He's been married for 30 years to his husband. He lives in San Diego. He's been on reality shows with Rihanna. He's done all sorts of things. He's been a designer for many years, many Fashion Week shows. So he's very much in Hollywood. He's very much a designer. He's very much what you would think is not a typical Trump supporter. And he loves Trump with all his heart.
Yeah, there's no typical Trump supporter. So as soon as the left understands that, they might actually be able to win an election in the forthcoming years. But beyond that as well, I know that there have been others that support has come their way when they've showcased their support for America and their support for Trump. I know that you've been doing incredibly well. We want to continue that success, not just because you're a Trump supporter, but because you're incredibly talented. But what has the response been as far as sales and record sales and charts been since you wore your Make America Great Again dress on the red carpet?
Off the chain, off the charts, like so high. First of all, I became #1 on iTunes for 48 hours. I was the #1 best-selling album.
Better than Adele and Beyonce, by the way.
That's right. That's right, who had just performed and won Grammys. So I actually beat them out, even on the day of the Grammys. And also, I'm #1 on Amazon for about 5 days. I think I'm still in the I know I'm still in the charts somewhere. My singles have also been charting. That's just my album, I Make the Static. My individual singles have also been charting. I've been charting overseas in the UK. I'm number 35 on the UK charts. Since I last checked, the numbers have keep going up. Billboard released that I would make it to the top 10, and Forbes has said it's number 12. So we don't really even know where I am, but I am definitely on the top 20 of the Billboard charts. And this is a 4-year-old album. So this is definitely because, first of all, I stood for what I believe in, and second, because my music is good and I have had the same message of love and solidarity from the beginning.
And fearlessness, someone that says, this is who I am, like it or not. And I think that you're going to see a lot of support. But, I know I have a lot of followers on Facebook, a lot of people that listen to what I do, and I'm very blessed in that way. I know that you've been very blessed in that way as well. So I want to challenge those that are watching my Facebook. Let's show them what Trump supporters are. Let's show them how supportive we can be. Let's get her charting again, because this is someone that stood in front of everyone else and said, I'm not self-hating. I'm not an Uncle Tom. I don't hate myself. I don't hate my country. I don't hate my people. I'm an American, and I support the President of the United States. So that's my challenge to those that are watching on Facebook right now. Go check out her stuff, not just because you're a Trump supporter and you're a lover of America, but because she's got some good stuff that you may never heard before. But Joy, thank you for everything that you've done. I look forward to what's coming ahead. And you know what? I hope that on another note, we are having an award show here at the Blaze. It's called the Flakies. It's for all the snowflakes out there. I would love to have a Make America Great Again dress for next year's Flaky Awards. So I'm going to have to contact your designer. Maybe we can make that happen. But next year, I would love to have you here in Dallas with me. If you're ever in the area, please stop by Dallas. But continue to make America great again. Thank you for being fearless. Thank you for being a patriot. And thanks for being on Facebook Live with me tonight.
Thank you, Tomi. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah. God bless.
Thanks, Facebook. As always, let's get her charting again, because to me, we'll show them what Trump supporters, let's show them what America First supporters, let's show them what patriots can do and topple that chart a little bit and make the snowflakes in Hollywood and the other entertainers a little bit nervous by our patriotism. As always, Facebook, thanks for being with me. I'll see you later.